talk me through what it's like when you're sitting there, you've lost everything, and you go through this like rebirthing process, and you become the new version of Bryan that's sitting across from me now. That was well said, by the way.
So
I was pleased with that.
I like it. Well, I remember it was going into court, getting put in cuffs, was in the county jail for about a week. They bring you down to what's called CRAF in New Jersey, which is their Central Receiving and whatever it is, something processing center. I forget what CRAF stands for, but it's an acronym. And it is a prison from the early 1900s. It is fucking disgusting. It is foul. Like, I can't even describe just how utterly depressing. I mean, if there's one fucking scene that'll just crush the human spirit, it's that fucking prison in New Jersey. And they put you in this cell, and they don't tell you when you're going to get let out of the cell, because this is the first part of it. You're being processed. Completely and totally different from the federal prison system. This is fucking inhumane. This is barbaric. And I remember just literally not being able to move, just in the fetal position on the fucking bunk, just thinking like, it's all fucking gone. It's all gone. The girl's gone. The money's gone. Like everything, like it's fucking gone. That's why I call it like total annihilation. And in that moment, you're stripped of your defense mechanisms, all the bullshit that you fed yourself for years and years on end, all those Band-Aids. It's all fucking gone. And your wounds, your core issues, your fucking core mistakes, it's all right there. And you have to face the reality of yourself, and you have to accept it, that you have been your own worst enemy all along. And that is something that is fucking scary. It's like I tell people, like, look, I wish I could sugarcoat it and say, oh, it's really not that bad. It is that fucking bad. It's fucking horrible. But it's what you have to go through to really recognize the folly of your ways. And I'm not a religious person, but when you read a lot of stuff about going through a dark night of the soul, they say you encounter God.
Well, can I show you something?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got that after I went through mine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
Because I felt like I had a guardian angel, so I just got that because like, I don't know how else to show gratitude. That's just what I have.
Yeah. It's definitely sticks. And like I said, how you define God, whatever you want to call it, when you're in that dark night of the soul, you encounter, whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it the creator, whether you want to call it the universe, that's what you encounter. And it's ultimately what consciousness really is, and the power that you have as a human being. And so what I recognized is that all along I was looking for external sources of validation. I was trying to change my external world so that it would feed me what I wanted it. And all along, I was looking for reasons to love myself. I was looking for reasons to respect myself. And if you're looking for those reasons, you're never going to find them. Doesn't matter how much money you make. Doesn't matter what the fuck you do. You're never going to encounter them. So when you go through that dark night of the soul and you experience total annihilation, the only thing you're left with is your choice. And I remember one of the definitions in philosophy class of God that comes from Aristotle is an uncaused cause or an unmoved moved. And when you're in that dark night of the soul experience and the only thing you have left is your choice, you have to become that uncaused cause. There's no reason to love yourself. There's no justification to love yourself, but yet you can still choose to do so. And when you do that, you are taking an active role in your creation, and you stop being a creation and you start becoming a creator. And that's how you fully accept responsibility. And you say, it doesn't matter what's happened to me in my life. It doesn't matter what's going on in the external world. I choose to fucking love myself. And that's when you start putting that true positive energy into the world, and you start to realize that the universe is a mirror, and anything that you put out will start to reflect back. So you're still concerned on what the universe is giving back to you, but you understand that you are responsible first for what goes out. And you become responsible for that when you recognize the power of choice and recognize your ability to be that uncaused cause, that unmoved moved, and say, I choose to love myself, I choose to respect myself, I choose to forgive myself, I also choose to hold myself accountable. And that is how you tap into that like self-empowerment, and you start, and not only that though, but it's then at that point, the identity that you create for yourself out of love that you've chosen, not been given, but out of love that you've chosen, out of love for yourself that you've created, the identity that comes after that, that is truly who you are. It is not something that the world has given you. It is something that you have created. And that is the paradigm shift that has been unbelievably powerful with me. But you also have to understand is that you are dealing with neuroplasticity and biology. You have that realization, but you have to work on that every day, and you become more and more of that creator every day. You do have that one kind of moment where, you know what I mean, you fucking experience God, whatever the hell you want to call it, but you do have to take an active role in your creation and your existence every single day.